Alright guys, welcome back to another week of Boxenstopp podcast. Box.
We're going insane. There's no race this week. There's no race
but
this week.
Guess what got announced this week, baby? Guess what? Yup, that's right. That is right, Yuki Tsunoda!
Yuki Tsunoda! I'm gonna wake up. There's children sleeping in my house. Yuki
Tsunoda, guys. Holy shit. Are we gonna talk about this for 0.5 seconds? But we're gonna talk. We're gonna touch.
Knowing the two of us, no, don't say 0.5 seconds, because you've just jinxed us. We're not. It's now going to be a half an hour of just us.
Why did you turn so East Coast right there when you said that? Holy shit, that was too much for me. Okay, guys, listen. Okay.
I think I should just keep it the whole episode.
I think you should.
I should just. I've been in a persona.
I think you should.
I'm from New Jersey. I've experienced too many bagel stores.
I'm walking here.
I'm
from New York.
I've experienced too many bagel stores owned by Italian men. Okay? For anyone who's been wondering the past 3 episodes why I have a bit where I go, my wife, Daniel Ricciardo, it's because whenever I hear his name, can only think of an Italian deli man yelling out his sandwich order. So I have to say all 3.
Liam Lawson has been
Yuki Tsunoda got demoted to Red Bull
Yuki Tsunoda
Racing.
got demoted, but also Liam Lawson got demoted. They both got demoted, technically speaking. In terms.
Yeah. Technically speaking, they both got demoted. In
Yuki
different
Tsunoda
ways.
has deserved this seat.
Yuki has a worse car.
Yes. But
The seat should have always, if the seat wasn't going to my wife, Daniel Ricciardo, it should have gone to Yuki.
And wait for the comments, because you just said that. Now I'm waiting. I know they're gonna come. I know this is a cancelable offense, apparently.
Who the fuck is commenting?
Sarah.
Who the fuck? Apparently. Another thing I fucking went viral for.
What?
When I said, I bet they really wanted to do, I bet they really wish they did the summer swap now. And people were like, why are Daniel Ricciardo fans like this? And I'm like, dog, objectively speaking, Checo wasn't doing well.
Let's talk about this second seat for a second.
The second seat curse.
We touched on Multi-21, which is part of the Red Bull curse. We will dive into the Red Bull second seat curse. Don't you worry. But what I will say is that the second Red Bull car, and arguably I think both the cars are low-key shit.
The Red Bull racing car.
The second Red Bull in general.
Pointy.
I think
made
that
for
last year they were struggling.
Driving style.
I think last year they struggled.
Yeah, well, Max has
not
been
even Checo. Max and Checo.
Yeah, there was a
Checo's
long
been saying the car is fucked.
Where...
I have it printed out.
Change your fucking car.
No, but I think this year they're struggling even more.
It is significantly worse. Like, it's actually kind of insane. And like, listen, we're Liam Lawson haters. We do still know to an extent it is the car, but no one has ever gotten that Red Bull into P20. So there must be a double whammy here. Like, P20 is fucking wild.
Yeah. And hey, listen, I understand. Liam Lawson's a guy. He's a dude. He's a little boy who had a dream of getting to F1.
And you know what? He achieved his dream. I'm happy for him. He needs a better attitude.
Yeah, except for when he talks shit about Yuki. That is where I draw the fucking line. And I'm drawing that fucking line. I drew that line a while
attitude. That is, he needs a better attitude. Well, like, he shows up and he kind of just, like, acts like he owns the place, and it's, like, kind of crazy. And I think about the fact that the only person who congratulated him on getting that Red Bull seat was Daniel, who, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, he arguably took the seat from when someone, Sergio Perez, decided not to leave with grace after summer. Which is confirmed at this point. It's not a cancelable offense. It is literally confirmed that that was supposed to happen. No one on the grid congratulated him?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Sorry, that's fucking crazy. Okay, no. Actually, no, I'm gonna talk my shit for a second. You know what mister...
I didn't come here to make friends.
It came out that Liam Lawson did not get told the news before it was leaked to the media. Mm-hmm. And with that I say, how about I knew about the seat before Singapore? How about that, Liam Lawson?
Yes. How
does that feel? How does it feel? How does it feel?
Not for nothing. Living through Singapore last year, top 10 worst moments of my life. Genuinely. Like, the weeks leading up to Singapore, as a Daniel fan, genuinely the worst.
Yeah, no, like, in real of you.
I went through my tweets. One, I found the tweet where I said that I was anti-Danny Rick, which is crazy, because give her a few months, and she will be sobbing over him leaving this sport more than she cried over her boyfriend breaking up with her.
Which, again, like, is so real.
A true statement.
Like, that's so kind.
If I had a nickel for every time I took a short break at work and found out a driver either left or dropped, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot. It's weird that happened twice.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Anyways, the Red Bull seat. Yuki Tsunoda deserved the Red Bull seat a while ago. And
he did.
To which I say, I'm really happy for him to be in a top team, but at the same time, I'm very fucking scared for this car.
I'm absolutely terrified for Japan.
But I know he's gonna do it.
I'm terrified for Japan.
But I know he's gonna do it.
Like, we joke about this Liam second seat being canceled. Well, yeah, they gave Liam 2, and we joke about this second seat being cursed. Genuine, like, it's not, I know it's a funny joke, funny haha. The seat isn't cursed. The Red Bull is just made for a very specific driving and braking style. And there are very few people who have that driving and braking style.
And with that, I think it's a perfect segue into our gospel this week. I think this is a perfect segue.
I forgot
Stella doesn't know that I had a gospel even picked out. She doesn't know what it is. I did send her this tweet prior, so I think she read it. Okay. Mark Webber.
No.
Okay. Mark Webber cursed the second Red Bull seat after Multi-21. However, it seems to skip fellow Aussies, i.e. Daniel. Nicole Piastri, Australian, has infamously adopted Yuki Tsunoda as her son, making him Australian in the eyes of the curse. Okay, walk with me here. No, I understand you. Verstappen pre.
And it's the photo
I understand you. I get you.
Of Charlie when he was trying to figure out. When I can't remember the actual joke from Always Sunny. I can't remember. It had to do with mail. Something.
Yes.
It was something Sylvia.
Yes. Insert
P. Sylvia.
Here.
It was P. Sylvia.
And I think it's perfect tweet because I agree, and I am not Australian, but I also adopted Yuki Tsunoda as one of my drivers.
I hate the fact that I'm part of the reason that tweet even exists.
I
genuinely
love that you are, because it really adds
the amount of times I've seen people like have this debate now, and I'm like, guys, it was a joke about Australians. It really wasn't that deep.
It was never this deep.
I'm a pillar in a Formula One Twitter now, and that's awful.
You are, and I wish
funny.
I was.
You will be. You'll get there.
So this week, we're supposed to talk about, like, the basics of a race, right? Like a little rundown.
So for some brief context, I have a film degree, so I know a lot of people. We're very fortunate to have an editor. Our editor knows nothing about F1. So this is for editor Sam. This is for editor Sam. We love editor Sam. She's the best.
We're gonna teach her Sam,
so that she can learn, and so can you.
Exactly. So, also some added context. I am big into the like mechanical type-ish stuff. Like, I'm not no engineer. I'm not claiming to be. But I understand how motor work.
I'm not claiming to be an engineer, but when I was 16, my dad made me build my own truck.
He did. So, I have added context again. So I know a lot about vehicles, more than I probably should. And that's okay.
No, you know the correct amount for the amount you like vehicles. You arguably should know more.
I think I could learn more.
I think you can learn more.
I arguably should. I did today.
I think that's a really good idea. I remember for those of you wondering how into cars Mattie is, we were sitting and eating one day in Texas. And she goes, hold on, I gotta go see this car outside. Literally runs outside the restaurant to go record the car. And then came back in and told us all about it. It was a joyous moment. I was very happy for her.
It was a Porsche 911. And it was this sexy ass Nardo Gray. Oh!
Do you still have the video? Should we insert it?
Yeah, insert video.
For those of you watching on YouTube, and if you're not watching on YouTube, why? We do fun little things. I'm the prettiest girl in the world.
Stella is the prettiest girl in the world. Everyone should tell her that in the comments.
Speaking of the teams, what about the people that don't know all the teams on the grid?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the teams on the grid.
Mythical Morning saying that. I felt like good Mythical Morning saying that.
Oh my
Let's
God.
talk about it.
We're Rhett and Link.
We're cosplaying Good Mythical Morning. Holy shit! Okay.
Of course. Obviously.
Dude, let's just go off the top of our heads. If I forget it.
We can start with Red Bull Racing.
Let's start with Red Bull.
That's who we are.
Okay, Red Bull Racing.
We have Red Bull Racing.
Okay, Red Bull Racing. Okay, no. Full government name.
Oh,
here.
Oracle Red Bull Racing.
Oracle Red Bull Racing.
Oracle Red Bull Racing.
Oracle Red Bull Racing. Team principal is Christian Horner.
Ugh. You know, Oracle Red Bull Racing has a problem, and it's Christian Horner.
Yeah, it was never Alex Albon.
It is never.
Did you see that they called him?
Yes, I did. He did not go back to them. Because why would you?
As he should. Sorry.
But Oracle Red Bull Racing, team principal,
four-time World Constructors Championship and World Drivers Championship, which we can get into that too.
Yes.
Back to Christian Horner.
Christian Horner, married to a Spice Girl. Good for him. Bagged Ginger Spice. Cheated on her. So, they're still together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Anyways, skipping past.
I think that's actually all you need to know about
drivers.
Christian Horner. The drivers, 4-time world champion Max Verstappen. And now, Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay. Now I don't have to support Red Bull in like a Seb way anymore. I can support Red Bull in a Yuki way.
Yeah, you can support in a Yuki way. The 22 on that Red Bull Racing hat. It's gonna hit like a drug.
Okay.
Max is currently
next
numbers.
we'll go...
The numbers. Max is currently number 1. If he loses this year, he gets to be 33. And Yuki Tsunoda is 22.
Oh yeah, so this is different from NASCAR. Okay, so I can briefly talk on this.
I love the numbers.
So drivers pick their numbers really young, right? You pick your number young, and then once you get into Formula 1, if your number is taken by a current driver on the grid, you have to switch your number. So for Max Verstappen, fun fact, he originally wanted the number 3, but Daniel Ricciardo was driving number 3.
My wife.
So Max added another 3, so 33. Okay.
Extra luck, as he says.
Yuki Tsunoda is 22, which was Jensen's, right?
Jensen Button, yeah.
Yeah, Jensen Button. And you'll see, like, the world champion will have the number 1 on the car. They don't have to choose this. So Lewis always drove under 44.
Always.
He never took 1. Max Verstappen is currently driving the number 1 car. But if he were to lose the World Drivers' Championship this year, he would need to switch his number back to 33. And whoever the current World Drivers' Champion is can take number 1 or keep their number.
Yeah, if they want to.
This is different. Yeah.
This
is different.
Before we move on to this being different, I'd also like to mention they can choose any number between 2 and 99, but the number 17 was retired in 2015 in honor of Jules Bianchi, who passed away.
Would also like to say, while we'll talk about Jules a little bit more once we get into like the safety of the sport, but I just want to add, if you're new and you're watching and you've seen Charles' helmet, you'll see that it says Jules and Papa, his dad, passed away, and then right afterwards his godfather, Jules, passed away. So
he's got the lore of a main character if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, he's got a rough go around.
Fucking. And then didn't he win his first F2 race right after his dad died, or F3 race?
Yes, he also told his dad on his dad's deathbed that he was signed to Ferrari's junior team, and he did not have a contract, and then 48 hours later, he got the contract, and is now a Ferrari driver. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry!
Okay, so anyway, going back.
Sorry.
Before we get into Charles.
I get really emotional when it comes to Charles.
Before we get into Charles Leclerc.
Anyways, NASCAR is different. So if you're coming from American motorsports, which most of us in America are, you know of NASCAR, okay? NASCAR, the teams individually own the numbers. So drivers do not get to choose their number. The teams own the number on the car that they drive.
F1 does have something similar to this. We'll get to that in a second.
Yes. For, just as an example, Dale Earnhardt drove under the 3 car. But if he were to move, he would have to give that up and go drive for something else. But he never switched teams. They can also sell numbers to each other, which is crazy. But yeah, so it's different than that.
The way that F1 has that similar sort of thing is they do have specific numbers. Teams will have specific numbers, not that they necessarily own, but those are the numbers that their reserve drivers will drive under, God forbid they need to put out a reserve for a race. So Liam Lawson,
aka Ollie Bierman last year.
Yeah, Liam Lawson also technically I think was under that, and then he just kept it for 30. Which is really funny because they just had to add a 0 to that car last year. Moving on.
Anyways,
we have Ferrari.
Moving on.
I can't pronounce.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Ferrari first. I was gonna go.
I thought you would want to talk about your team.
But we can go. Well, I was just going by standings.
Well, technically we fucked up already because
Well, Red Bull driver. Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up Ferrari's full government name and I'll try my best.
Is HP at the start or the end? Why do I feel like
Scuderia Ferrari HP.
Yes.
Scuderia.
So good at this game.
Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari.
Sempra. Forza
Tifosi.
Forza Ferrari Sempra.
Which.
Tifosi.
That just
Italian
means
by
fans.
trade. That is me.
My God.
Yeah, that's Tifosi. You'll see that a lot.
Yes.
You'll see that. It just means
Their
fans. It just means that you're part of the cult.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Team
Fred.
principal.
Okay, me and Fred have a really upsetting.
Fred who? Who's Fred?
Frederick Vasseur.
Thank you.
Vasseur. I said it 3 times.
And me and just
Fred Vasseur have fucking beef. Me and Freddie have beef right now.
They can.
We have beef right now,
They
but
can kill the man, but not the idea.
We'll work it out on the remix.
Okay. Sure.
Hopefully the remix.
Hopefully the remix is Japan.
The remix is Japan.
I really hope so. Yeah, they really need that. So their drivers currently.
Okay, Ferrari. Their drivers currently are Lewis Hamilton,
number 44,
8-time world champion, number 44, and you didn't correct me, thank you. And Charles Leclerc. It's Charles Leclerc if you're American.
Yeah, if you're American, Charles Leclerc. If you're not American,
it's Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc.
Chuck
Leclerc, as I like to call him.
Chuck Leclerc. Chuck Leclerc.
If you hear me refer to Chuck, I am talking about Charles Leclerc. And
listen, I have a deep personal relationship with my team, so you're gonna hear a lot about it as we go along. But Lewis Hamilton.
Also, Sam, please cut out my French. It was awful.
Bonjour. This is a new driver lineup. Bonsoir. Ciao, bella, ciao, bella, ciao, ciao, ciao.
What drugs did we take before we hit record?
But yeah, we're gonna skip past him right now because I'm really disappointed. We're on to McLaren.
Well, yeah, there's 10 teams total. We've done 2. Okay, we need to go.
We gotta keep going, guys.
We gotta keep going. We're gonna speed it up here.
Okay, here. Do you wanna switch like on and off? So like you say one team and I say the next one. Make it fast. Make it quick. Do you want to just do that?
We can do our best, and then I get to a point where we'll go, who are we forgetting? So we got it.
Okay.
Go, McLaren.
All right, McLaren. Go.
Me? McLaren? So they're... I don't know their team principals off the top of my head. I'm gonna be so honest. I know it's Stella.
Andrea Stella.
Yeah. That one I know because he refer to him just by Stella, and I go, and then I go, right.
Every time.
Like the announcement, like Stella.
Every time without fail.
And Mattie sends a screenshot and goes, "What did you know?" Drivers Lando Norris, number 4, and Oscar Piastri, number 81.
Yeah. Oh, Mercedes.
This is funnier if we don't pull it up.
It's Mercedes Petronas F1 team, I think now, right? It's always been, but it's Mercedes AMG. No, it's Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. Their team principal is Toto Wolff, the biggest dilf on the grid. And with that, their drivers are Andrea Kimi Antonelli, I think is his full name.
Yes.
Kimi Antonelli is all you need to know. And George Russell. He deserves to be sung. I have Saubers. I know Saubers because he's my worst enemy.
They have 2 this year, though. And the other one is starting soon, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
April 1st.
Oh.
Jonathan Wheatley is his name. There you go. April 1st. And their other team principal I have major beef with, so. Who is,
You and me both. Are you about to ask who their drivers are?
No. That's for you.
I was gonna say.
You want to do Sauber?
I was gonna say Kick Sauber. Wait, is that their whole legal name? Are they just Kick Sauber? F1?
They're, no, they're...
They have, like, Kick Sauber Steak?
No, they have another one.
Wait, what order are they in?
Kick Steak Sauber.
Kick Steak Sauber. They're drivers, right. So, Kick Sauber, as everyone knows them, I don't fuck with their full government name. It's stupid. Okay? It's these
Kick
names are
Sauber.
too long. Anyway. John Wheatley, also Mattia Benito. Fuck that guy. No one likes that guy. He ruined everyone's life. But that doesn't matter.
Except for Carlos's. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that.
That doesn't matter. We're
not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that.
We are in the present. We're in the present. We're in the...
Okay.
Breathe.
Who are their drivers?
Think about Nico Hülkenberg, number 27. King of the midfield. And Gabriel, it'll come back to me. My brain wants to say Portobello so bad. It's not going to come back to me. Thank you. I feel so bad every time.
Borletto. That's alright. Gabby is what Max calls him. Did you know that? Also, did you know Max and Gabriel are oomphs? They're oomphs, and they like sim race together, and he met oomph IRL, and he calls him Gabby in interviews. Sorry,
I'm gonna cry.
He was really cute. He was really cute. He was in an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, Gabby," and I was like,
"Oh my
Max,
God.
I wasn't familiar with your." With your
paternal instinct.
Self. Okay.
You weren't
missing the birth of his child.
You weren't aware of his chronically online. That man streams for like hours.
And I know like the Hawk-Tua thing. That was the last thing I heard. That was the last thing I heard was him. The Hawk-Tua thing.
That man is 27.
Insert clip.
That man is 27.
Okay.
If we can find the clip. I don't even know if we can.
Next we have the Racing Bulls, formerly known as
Visa Cash App Racing
Bulls. But now they are just Racing Bulls.
Had better order.
This is Red Bull's junior team. Are
they still a junior team? Or no? Are they just also owned by Red Bull?
Technically, yes. They're still Red Bulls.
Because they're
technically Red Bull's junior team. Everyone still is considering it.
Okay.
They're still considering it.
Because
I know Christian Horner recently said, like, with the Liam switch that it was a junior team.
Oh,
like, we have an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, okay.
That we have two teams.
Which is a whole other thing. Why do they have two teams? Did you know they also have two teams in MotoGP? I think they have two teams everywhere. And I think sometimes it's Verstappen.com racing. But anyway.
Of course it is. Yas is all up in there. Anyways. Their drivers are now Liam Lawson and, of course,
number 30. Number 6.
Isaac Hadjar is number 6.
Okay.
And Liam Lawson number 30. And their team principal is Laurent Mekies. I am sorry if I don't pronounce that correctly. And you're next.
Williams.
Do you want to talk about
I don't
Haas?
care. I want to talk about Williams. I don't care about their first name. In my heart, they'll be Williams because it's easier to say. Their team
what are
principal,
they now? What are they now?
I don't know. It starts with an A, but they got a title sponsor.
It's Atlas or something.
Yeah, something like that. For those of you, brief side note, we say full government names because a lot of these teams have what are called title sponsors. So those are sponsors that are paying more money to have their business of some sort in the team name. So Oracle Red Bull Racing,
Mm-hmm.
the company Oracle, is paying a lot of money to be part of the Red Bull Racing name. The only team right now that doesn't have that is McLaren. And Williams only recently got theirs. But yeah, Williams only recently got theirs. Technically speaking, now that Visa Cash App has left Racing Bulls doesn't, but they're bound to get a new one. They're owned by Red Bull. But Williams, their team principal, James Vowles, or as we adoringly call him, Jowls, he, that's it. He exists. They all exist. Their drivers are Carlos Sainz, number 55. And I'm blanking on Alex Albon's number, and it's pissing me off. I feel like it's in the 30s. Realistically, we should have written this down. Guys, we're aware that we should have written. Sam,
23.
I'm so 23. There was a 3 in there.
Okay. BWT Alpine.
There's something sinister
there.
happening there. Something evil, something sinister.
They're there, and they're there, and they have a lot of reserve drivers that I'm not going to name. And they most notably have 2 drivers right now that drive for them currently.
That's true.
And those are Pierre Gasly
signed their soul
and
over.
Jack Doohan.
Pierre Gasly is number 10. Jack Doohan is number 7.
Their team principal is Oliver Oakes. He's British, and I can tell.
Then who's that other guy?
Felipe?
Yeah.
Or, no, but...
The one who's evil.
No, I don't think...
The one who's like...
he's like the owner. He's like owner. I think.
He's their Zach Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And investors are as follows: Travis Kelce and Ryan Reynolds. You can tell the sinister energy
Mahomes.
that is cooking. Oh, is it Mahomes? Is it not Travis?
No, it's both of
Travis?
them. It is both of them.
Oh, Jesus, that is so much sinister energy at Alpine.
Because
oh my God.
I blocked both of them. And then they...
Yeah, I blocked... Yeah, we did that thing. Alpine, sometimes, like, in the middle... This is important. Alpine, specifically Pierre Gasly, every, like, one race a year, he decides to be the next coming of Senna.
Yeah.
And just drive like we have never seen him before for no reason whatsoever. And then he goes back to the midfield.
Yeah.
And then he's just there again.
Evil French team. That's how I know them. Evil French team. Haas. Currently, MoneyGram Haas F1 team. Currently the only American team on the grid. Currently.
I'm looking at my Andretti picture that I have on the wall.
I'm going to butcher his name. Mattie.
Do you want me to say it for you?
I do.
Again, I'm gonna butcher this too. Ayo?
Yeah, I think so.
Kamasu?
Sue. Kamasu.
Ayo Kamasu?
That's Sue. Sue.
There we go. Yeah, Sue.
Kamasu.
He's a great guy.
I love him. He is doing wonderful things for this team. Gunter Steiner, I love you, hypothetically speaking. I'm so glad you left Haas. He's not listening. If he ever does, I'll be a little scared. But just know. Their drivers are Esteban Ocon, number 31, previously an Alpine driver. And the driver to have the first ever female race engineer. Love it. Perfect. I love Haas. I love Haas so much. I'm the only Haas fan ever. And America's sweetheart, the world's sweetheart even, Ollie Behrman, number 87.
Ollie Behrman.
Mwah.
Ollie Behrman.
He's spooky. He's spooky.
We love you.
I love him. He can do no wrong. My favorite part about him is he'll use Duffy the Disney bear as his, like, bear branding. Or he did. I don't know if he will anymore, because I don't think they're trying to risk getting sued now that he's on an actual team.
I think that's it.
No. Aston Martin. Their team principal is Andy Cowell. Mattie, you forgot 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso. How do you feel?
I have no remorse.
Great. Who
Fernando doesn't exist this year, apparently.
No, he's crashed in both races.
He has no car.
He's retired both races so far. And Lance Stroll has gotten points twice. Crazy.
Foreshadowing. Fernando's foreshadowing his career after this season.
Oh.
Retirement.
Is he?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know how long he signed a contract for.
Listen. So, the owner of Aston Martin, you might be thinking to yourself, huh, that's strange. I feel like I've heard that name before. Lawrence Stroll? That's strange. I feel like I've heard that last name before. And I think it just depends who Lance wants to drive with. And I don't think the other person gets a choice. They do. And this is nothing against Aston Martin. I honestly I fuck with the grind of buying your son an F1 team. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I would do the same thing if I had that much money.
Fuck, so I would do the same thing.
I can't even judge him. And honestly, I'm obsessed with the color of their car. So I really like...
So am I.
I go off vibes alone half the time. So I don't even get rancid vibes from them. They're just kind of chilling in the midfield. And I'm happy for them. Which is crazy because they used to be one of the top 5 teams.
Is that it?
Red Bull, Ferrari, Racing Bulls, Haas, Alpine, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Williams,
Sauber.
We're missing one. We're missing one. Oh, McLaren.
No, we already did McLaren. We did McLaren.
Did we say McLaren out loud when I was counting?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, okay, then we got all 10. We did all 10. Yippee! We can count to 10. Yippee! Woo! Yippee! So, beforehand we mentioned Fernando Alonso crashing and also having to retire his car. Mattie, what happens if a car crashes in the middle of a race?
There's this thing that's deployed. So there's a couple different things that happen here.
Mm-hmm.
If car far enough off track, where marshals can get to car. Marshals are the little guys in the vests that pick up the track and come get the cars.
Love it.
We love the marshals.
We love the marshals. I love the marshals.
Every race.
I remember a marshal before Australia posting, I'm here, and there's 6 rookies on the grid. I'm leaving. And I thought that was the funniest thing they could have posted.
They also did something really cute in CODA. They did, like, a little dance-off. So,
yes.
like, they all, like...
We love the marshals.
There was one, they acted like bowling pins, like, some of them were bowling pins, and then, the head marshal, like... Yes. Went into and acted like they bowled and then they all fell over. It was so cute and I loved it. Anyways, so when a car crashes, there's a couple of things that could happen here. Okay. Mm-hmm. 1, a safety car is deployed.
What's a safety car?
2, a virtual safety car may be deployed.
What the fuck is a virtual safety car? How do they make the safety car virtual?
That's a great question. I will let you know. Okay. So a regular safety car will come out and it will... I
feel like there's something that has to happen before these do.
A formation lap.
I feel like
the flags, of course.
Yes, thank you.
There's flags. There's a yellow flag and there's a red flag. And a yellow flag means that there's debris, a little bit of debris on the track.
Mm-hmm. So like if someone were to drive through the gravel,
that would be a yellow.
That could cause a yellow flag.
It's a yellow.
Got it. What happens under a yellow flag? Is it just watch out?
Yellow flag?
Keep going?
They have to slow.
Okay.
No, you have to slow. You still cannot, I don't believe you can pass under any flag whatsoever.
Sounds about right.
Yellow flag or red.
That would be unsafe.
I feel like, yeah. But the yellow flag just means slow down, watch, there's caution. Caution!
It's kind of
the
like
NASCAR
a stoplight.
clip of the phantom yellow flag. You don't know what I'm talking about, but you will. Early 2000s NASCAR had this graphic this one time, and it was a ghost that was yellow, and it said phantom safety, or phantom yellow flag, and it moved across the screen, and the announcers go, whoa, it's a phantom yellow flag, and he moves across the screen. But yeah.
I think we should bring it back.
I think we should bring it back for Formula 1.
Yes.
I
mean, Formula 1 kids
yellow...
exist, you know? They can put it there.
Yeah. So yellow flag means sometimes safety car, sometimes not.
Okay.
Just depending.
I kind of feel like you're talking down to me when you do this.
So yeah, the cars need to slow down, watch for caution, and then once the yellow flag is cleared, they're free to race. Okay.
Like
red flag, big debris.
Red flag.
Red flag,
whole
big
car,
boom, big
whole
boom.
car,
like
the
5 big
front
booms.
Wing.
5 big booms.
Boom,
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 boom, boom. Red flag means they need to stop the session they need to stop the session altogether. Okay? And how do they safely stop a session, you may ask? Or how do they safely slow the cars
How'd
down?
you know?
I will let you know. So there's this car called the safety car. When they do the formation lap, when you're watching, formation lap is the first lap on the track before the race officially starts. And what they're doing is they're getting into their little...
No, go ahead.
Yes.
This question can wait.
They're getting into... Okay. They're getting into their little boxes as to where they qualified to start their race.
Okay.
And go.
So... 2 things, right? So, do they have to be perfectly aligned straight when they go into the boxes?
They don't.
That's crazy. Here's some photos of Max Verstappen and also Lewis Hamilton ready to go at each other. They're angled towards each other. It's
they
crazy.
Do not. But, with this angling, they have to stay in the box. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So they can
there's little boxes on the ground.
Yes. So last year there was a whole thing because Lando jumped the start.
Yes.
And jumping the start, you may be asking, what is jumping the start? Jumping the start is driving out of your little grid, your little box, before the race officially starts. So you have 5 red lights. They go boop, 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 boop.
Lights out,
okay,
and away we go. As Crofty says.
Yes. If you jump the start, you start too early, and that can be a penalty sometimes. But last year, they did not give Lando a penalty, which was a whole thing. Anyways, back to the safety car. So the safety car is green. It's an Aston Martin.
About the formation lap. I've noticed when I'm watching that sometimes they'll do little dances on the track. Why are they doing that?
Okay, so they're little back and forth. You'll see them. No, because oh my god, this happens. This is so fun. Okay, when the cars go like this, right? They're going back and forth, and you're like
doing their little dancey dance.
They are warming. They are warming up their tires before the race to try and get them warm before the start because their tires are obviously cold, but. There's also these fun little things that you'll see sometimes in the pit lane if you're watching practice or qualifying. They're these bags that go over the tire.
I love the tire bag.
Why do they need those? To try and keep, the tire clear of anything that could get on there, like oil, gas, things like that. But also to keep them semi-warm. Okay.
Sorry, one more thing. Can anyone set a pace and kind of throw people off? Say in the middle. Say the person in third decided that they wanted to go really slow.
No. You have to stay with the pace. You have to try and stay with the pace at least.
Because it's happened.
You can sabotage.
Because I've watched it with my own 2 eyes.
You can sabotage a little bit, but at the same time, you're not supposed to.
A certain someone qualified farther back than usual. I don't remember who, but it was one of 2 people. But anyway, the safety car, that sounds so interesting. Who provides the safety car right now?
Safety car. Aston Martin. It used to be a Mercedes AMG, but now it is an Aston Martin. And it's green, and you'll see it, and it has a light on the top, and it goes wee woo, wee woo.
It's a yellow light.
Oh, yellow flags, red flags. Got it. So, a virtual safety car versus a regular safety car.
How do they make the car virtual?
So, if the debris... Kind of. So, the virtual safety car was created to try and minimize the amount of time that is wasted during a race.
Okay.
So, but also during, like, a practice session where it's timed and a qualifying session when it's timed. So that's the other thing about practices. If there is a red flag that comes out during a practice, they do not stop the time.
Yes.
So the time for practice just keeps running out until either the debris is picked up or the cars are back on track.
Or weather.
Or not at all. Or weather.
Sometimes weather will be the reason for a red flag. It's not always debris.
Yes.
Sometimes it's raining really hard. And sometimes you're thinking to yourself, man, they should really call a red flag. But you're in the middle of the race. And then over the radio you just go, I'm trying really hard not to die here. And break the heart of millions of people.
That too.
I have beef with you, Brazil.
I understand. So, a virtual safety car was created to try and minimize the amount of time wasted in a race because of practice, all of that stuff. So, when a virtual safety car comes out, you'll see it on your screen, and it will say virtual safety car. And you may be asking, what do you mean virtual safety car?
What do you mean virtual safety car?
It's to me it sounds like there's like a fake car that is driving around, you know?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay, but no.
That's what I picture every time.
So on the F1 steering wheel.
Okay.
On the F1 steering wheel, they have a little screen that has graphics. There's not a car on there.
No, I fully did not realize that it says, because I have literally been like, how do they know? I didn't realize it was on their steering wheel.
It says virtual safety car on the steering wheel, babes, and their race engineer also tells them.
No, I knew their race engineer tells them, but like it never occurred to me that it would be on the wheel that has a digital screen.
Did you also know that it literally says DRS?
That I did know.
When they enter a DRS zone that one I did know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. That's
I
the joke that Charles
onboards.
is always playing Candy Crush.
I don't watch the onboards.
That Charles is always playing Candy Crush, like, during a race. Everyone's like, oh, Charles is slacking. He's playing Candy Crush during a race. They mean on the steering wheel.
I don't see those, Mattie. We have very different...
I do.
...timelines.
Yes, we do. Yeah. They just slow down. The drivers have to slow down. And instead of bunching up, they have to, they maintain a safe distance from each other. And they slow down until the virtual safety car is cleared. And then they are free to race. And the marshals wave the flag that they're good. Yes, regular safety car,
that thing goes fast.
Have to bunch up. So they get very close.
That thing goes fast.
Yeah. They do, yeah, it does. And they bunch them up, and then they, drive them around a couple times, and then if it's really bad, the safety car takes them actually into the pits.
Yes.
But... when they're coming back out, the safety car actually works as a pace car. Mm-hmm. And what the safety car will do is it will do one slow lap, and then it'll pick it up, and then it'll start going real fast. And then when they're free and clear, he'll hit the fucking gas. Whoever's driving the safety car will hit the fucking gas and speed away. so that they could hide again, because they have little hiding spots.
They have hiding spots. We got to sit next to a hiding spot. We got to sit next to the hiding spot, and I spent the entire weekend of Kodo going, man, I hope there's a safety car. He's right over there. And then there were two. That was my fault. I'm really sorry.
So the safety car, it is actually, they're on track. You might think they're in the pit lane. No. Mm-mm. They're on the side of the track.
They're hiding
from you.
They're playing hide and seek.
And they're ready.
Playing the world's biggest game.
The safety car also acts as driver transportation after a crash.
Yes.
So sometimes the drivers hop on a moped with a marshal, but if it's like a really bad crash where they're like medical attention is needed, they put them in the safety car and take them away. Yes.
I love the safety car. Here at Boxenstopp Podcast, we love the safety car. The safety car can change a race entirely, in case you're wondering. Hypothetically,
it can.
Hypothetically speaking, say
Miami 2024.
So, I was going to go into the other one, because I don't really know what happened in Miami. I just don't like it. But hypothetically speaking, and the more well-known change of a race because of a safety car, say hypothetically speaking, for 10 races, you've been neck and neck with someone, and you're on the verge of, say, your 8th world championship, right? And it comes down to the very last race of the season, and this other guy's first win for World Drivers' Championship. So you're like, I got this shit in the bag, I'm fine, and you're leading most of the race, you're set. Oh my god, there's a safety car. What the fuck? There's a safety car. The race ended on a safety car, didn't it? Matt,
not only.
Matt, your hypothetical rival, gets past you. Oh my god, there's a safety car.
No. He got past him under a safety car.
Oh.
Not before the safety car. He passed him under the safety car.
Tunty.
Don't get this twisted.
I don't know it. I'm not twisting it. I literally only know hypotheticals.
Hypothetically, what happened was there was a safety car, and someone happened to pit, and someone happened to stay out because there was about 10 laps left in the race. And hypothetically, that person that pitted ended up in front of the person leading the race, and they didn't make him return to his spot that he actually was. So then they battled, and then, yeah.
And then the race ended under a safety car.
And then their race ended under a safety... I think it did. Or it might have been 1 lap, but it wasn't a safety car, just to be a fucking...
Oh, yeah. But, and then you lose your...
Here, let me see.
And then you lose your hypothetical 8th World Championship.
1 lap. So yeah.
That was all hypothetical. That definitely didn't happen or anything.
That was all hypothetical.
I came up with that in my head.
Oh! Why don't we talk about what happens when you may overtake under a safety car, because that is not allowed.
That's not allowed. That's a big no-no, actually. A huge no-no. Such a no-no.
Or speeding under a safety car.
But first, such a no-no, hypothetically speaking, say there's a virtual safety car out, which you still can't pass under because it's still technically a safety car. Hypothetically speaking, say the race ends on this virtual safety car, and you speed up to congratulate your teammate, your rival who's currently in a battle with you for the world championship, and you go to congratulate him, and then he snitches on you because you overtook under a virtual safety car after the race ended. Someone could have stayed silent, hypothetically speaking. Lando.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, he's named after a Star Wars character.
Penalty point. So, there's these things called penalties. And there's a few different types, and I'm going to go over them very, very fast.
Very quickly.
Very fast. There's time penalties. Mm-hmm. There's time penalties. So you'll see after a race, they'll say, okay, 10 seconds added. And they get 10 seconds added to, or 5 seconds, or 3 seconds. And it will sometimes change where they are in positioning and will knock someone out of points.
Yes.
Okay? And then there is stop and go penalties. And stop and go penalties are during a race when they go into the pit lane after they do their pit stop. Well, no, technically, actually, no. That's wrong. That's wrong.
No, they have to wait. They can't do that. Yeah, they can't
wait
do
10 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah. They wait 10 seconds
and then
to do the pit stop, and then it turns into 13. Yep.
Hypothetically speaking, and this one's actually hypothetical because I love those pit crews. They're great. They're a well-oiled machine, and there's guys that so the pit crew cannot put their hands on the car. Mm-hmm. Even not even to make sure it stops. They have to stand essentially like this for 10 seconds. And they're such a well-oiled machine that sometimes you'll see the guy who goes to stop, because there's 10 something guys, I don't know, I never counted, they're working too fast. But there's 2 guys on either side
pretty
to
much
stop.
There's 2 guys on either side to stop the car, and then there's also 2 people on each tire.
Yes.
That is flipping. So you'll have the guy that's
guy
actually
lifting the car up. I love that guy. He's my favorite.
Yes, and then there's also a guy taking the old tire.
Yes. So, hypothetically speaking, those 2 guys in the front who are there to make sure the car stops, they're so well oiled that they'll still do it because it's just part of their job. Even though they're aware, obviously the pit crew's aware that there is this stop and go penalty. And you will watch the remorse on these guys' faces, because a lot of the time they'll do it, they'll go, fuck, and then they'll still have to wait the 10 seconds, but then they'll get not served, add another 10, and that driver has to go around and come back to serve their penalty.
It's rough. So that's a stop and go. That's a stop and go. And they also have drive-through penalties, which drive-through penalties mean that it's usually a 5-second that they will literally just slowly roll through the pit lane. And then take it. But for severe for severe penalties, you will see Mad Max Verstappen per se, allegedly will push
Kevin Magnussen.
We'll talk about Kevin Magnussen too. Yes. So hypothetically, if you push someone off track, you get big penalty points. And penalty points, there are 12 in a calendar year. You have 12 for 12 months.
In a calendar year is the important part here. Starts
12 months.
The month that you got it.
You only get 12, and then you get a race ban. Okay, so it's very important to these drivers that they do not get a race ban, because then the reserve driver has to come in.
So, right now, Jack Doohan has 4. Max Verstappen, he got all 4.
Crazy, right?
He got all 4 this season. Max Verstappen, I believe, is entering with 4 or 6. Oh, 8! Just kidding! He entered this season with 8 penalty points that he got last season. So like we said, the important part here is the calendar year. So you can get penalty points last season and enter the next season with them.
Yeah, they expire in a full calendar year. So
he'll slowly lose them hypothetically.
Nico Hulkenberg has 4. Lance Stroll has 4. Jack Doohan has 4. Oscar has 4.
Yes.
Esteban has 3, Lando has 3, and then the rest of the grid usually has 2 or 1.
Yeah, or if
not more. So Franco, it's also important to note that there are inactive F1 drivers that have points still on their record. So if they enter a Grand Prix, those carry with them.
It is also worth noting that you can get penalties for a lot of reasons, mind you. A lot of reasons you get penalties. One of the reasons a driver might get a penalty is if they've had to upgrade their car a few too many times.
Yes, that is true.
Which is usually so that's another type of penalty. That's a grid penalty. So, say hypothetically they qualified first, and then they had a 5-place grid penalty. Where they qualified would not matter. It would only matter because it puts them closer to the front.
This is crazy. So this is how old these penalty points are that are carrying over right at this moment. Logan Sargent.
Oh, beautiful.
Currently has 2 points that do not expire until April 21st of this year. for
soon.
something that happened in last year's
Soon.
China GP. Daniel Ricciardo also has 3 right now. 2 that expire April, and then 1 that expires in September.
Soon. But it's worth noting that with penalties, if you are given a penalty and you retire, and it's given to you during that time frame before you had retired, but you retired afterwards, so you never served it, and if you come back, you have to serve it. So there are years old penalties. Like Jensen Button, I think, has like a multi-grid
Jensen
penalty.
Button, I know, yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know Jensen has one. I think Daniel has one too.
Probably at the yeah.
I think Daniel has one. I know that Jensen's is like crazy though. Like, so you'll also see these outrageous ass.
Funny. 50
like grid penalties. Like
there's
Ollie Bierman.
There's a photo of God, who is it? I think it's
Ollie?
Fernando Alonso. No, I'm thinking of the older one. But that number has been beaten by now. The 150. When they put it on the side, it was like, congrats on 150 grid. I think one of them was Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, you'll see. So you'll see, like, it'll happen this season where they will upgrade their car too many times, and it'll be like 55 place grid penalty.
He started last
There is
race.
only 20 grids.
He started the last race now. Like, what?
No. And in this situation, they're not getting 55 actual grid penalties. They start from pit lane. That's all they do. But it's hilarious that it's 55.
I love reading.
I
think right now the highest is 187. Because it was beaten, the, like, big 151 was beaten last year. And I believe it's 187.
Jensen Button held the record for biggest penalty, receiving a 70-place grid penalty in 2015.
The photo of the 2 drivers is because both of them received it, so it was combined total, like, 1 something.
Oh, it was So Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda both received a 60-place grid penalty.
Yes. That was it. You know the sign where they're like, last year they made like world champion Max on it? I can't think of the names of those signs, but essentially they have signs that they can make say whatever they want. That's what we're getting at. It was like, congrats on your...
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The race signs.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
The race sign photo where it's like,
did you know that
congrats on
those are very
150.
important? Fun fact.
I believe it.
They're very important, those little signs.
What do those little signs do?
So, you'll see, like, I don't know, it's not really necessary really in Formula 1 anymore. Like, because you're so... like talkative to your engineer, and it's so high tech, like the steering wheel's having like images and things.
I know where this.
But back in the day, they would literally they'd put Tsunoda box on the bottom, and they'd run to the edge of the track, and they'd put it up. They'd put the sign up. They'd hold the sign up, and then they would like shake it.
Oh, that's my dream job.
They'd put like Lewis K1, and then they would like run up there and put it. You'll see them Ricky Bobby.
That's my dream job.
They did it. And they also did it in cars, I think.
They probably did, but I don't think I realized the semantics of it because they're anthropomorphic cars. Like, I'm a little too focused on the fact that the cars are blinking and talking, and then it's Owen Wilson. I'm a little attracted to it.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break really quick. And I'm gonna leave you with that thought. Thank you. That's a really good thought. Thank you.
Doc Hudson is hot. Anyway, where were we?
Okay. Do we have anything else? I feel like we went over. We went over
a certain amount of pit stops for every race.
Yes, it's no matter what, it is mandatory 1.
Yes.
So just FYI, guys, it's mandatory 1.
If it's races like
but
Monaco,
sometimes
they
there's
make
2.
it like 5. Because Monaco's boring.
Okay, you're mean.
It's literally
there's
boring.
also, like...
Nothing can happen in that. Listen, I understand why it's
Nothing
still
can
here.
happen in that!
Unless someone crashes, it's a fucking parade, Mattie. You are just emotionally attached to it because Charles won last year. And I understand. I cried too. I get it. But if I miss Monaco, I'm not
It's a beautiful
be that
race.
upset.
It's beautiful.
Oh, I never said
I
it
am
wasn't.
going to be upset because it's beautiful.
I never said it
It's a
wasn't
beautiful track.
beautiful.
It's a street
I
track.
never said it wasn't beautiful.
And it has that one
okay,
corner.
I believe you are
No,
twisting
it is
my
gonna
words.
get more... Okay.
I never said that it wasn't beautiful. I said it was fucking boring. Because it's a parade. Qualifying. You watch qualifying, you have watched the fucking race. That's how it's ending.
And you know what? That's all gonna change come 2026.
And I'm
when the cars
so
get
excited
smaller.
for it. They shouldn't have to include more pit stops to make a race interesting. Like, doesn't Monaco have, like, 4 pit stops now that they have to do? 4. That feels a little excessive.
I think it's 3.
But 3 still feels excessive.
But,
for Monaco, 3
FIA
feels
president...
excessive. I hate that guy.
Okay, this is... because everyone hates him, he's trying to get on everyone's good side. Mm-hmm. So, instead of, save the environment like we were trying to be by switching to V6 turbo engines.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
He wants to bring back the V10.
He wants to bring back the V10.
To win back all the teams. So that they vote for him.
Aw, man.
So
vote
they vote
Susie
for him
Wolf.
for FIA president again.
Vote Susie
Wolf. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at a V10 engine. They sound good, but at the same time, save our environment.
But, save our environment. Like, you are already having them travel for 24 fucking races.
Also crazy to me that there's a private jet group chat. You guys didn't know there's a private jet group chat with all the F1 drivers, and they'll be like, Max will be like,
who wants to go on my jet?
Heading to blank, and he would need who needs a ride? And then, random people will be like, me. And, sometimes it'll be the most random lineup ever. It'll be, Nico Hulkenberg, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen. And you're like, in what fucking world is this?
And sometimes...
Or it'll be, Alex Albon, Carlos Sainz, and, George Russell. It's what is going on here?
And then sometimes, a lot of the time now... the whole team, especially if it's a double header, triple header, whole team is taking up an entire commercial flight. So hypothetically, Austin to Mexico, the entire team of Ferrari has just a flight to themselves. And then you see Fred and Brian in the airport. Beautiful. And also Ollie.
And then you see Fred and Brian and Ollie and also Fernando's mechanic and also the Williams garage, and also that was crazy. Guys, fly out of the Austin airport.
I need you the day after. Fly out of the Austin airport the day after the race. And you will be going through security, really fucking tired and really fucking hungover. And you'll see the guy in front of you has this really cool Ferrari backpack. And you'll go, oh, that's so cool. Why does it have numbers on it? And then you'll see the guy behind you also has a really cool Ferrari backpack with numbers on it. You'll go, oh, that's so cool. Why are there numbers on it? And then you'll enter and your friend will look at you and go, did you see the guys from Ferrari? And I went, yeah, I was really scared for a second there.
And then you'll also see the Williams gear. And you'll also see the Aston Martin gear. And then you'll be really confused. And then you think 2 of them are fucking. Because they were flirting in the Austin airport, buying each other snacks.
You're standing right next to them as you're trying to get your own snacks. And you're like, God, can you stop? Can you stop? And then you'll walk up and down the Austin airport.
Slapping her ass. And you're like...
You'll be walking up and down the Austin airport, because for those of you who don't know, the Austin airport is quite literally a fucking hallway. It's a hallway, okay? And you'll just be walking back and forth, and you'll see so many different teams, and you'll go, I'm a little stressed right now, and I'm not even going to Mexico.
And then you'll see Ollie Bierman. Also
Bierman.
Stressed out. And then you'll see Fred Vasseur, also stressed out. And then you'll see Brian, also stressed out. Because that's the team. And then you'll see the Williams guys, and the Williams guys are all wearing their team kits, and their matching team kits, and their matching backpacks.
Yeah.
Dude, their kits are cons.
They all have...
And then they'll be walking around.
Every team has kits, obviously, matching backpacks, and some of them served more than others. Ferrari didn't really have a kit, though. They just all wore black.
Yeah, it was kind of scary. It was like a funeral crew.
Yeah,
they were all wearing
really
all
scary.
black.
Oh, you know what we didn't touch on?
What?
What the fuck is DRS? Who is Jensen Button, and why was he the first? Who is Jensen?
Okay, the last topic.
First to hit the DRS button.
All right, the last topic for today's episode, guys. This episode's been all over the place. We apologize. We've been yapping.
So sorry.
We didn't plan this. This was very last minute.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the only reason this actually exists is because the Tsunoda Lawson move, and we knew we had to talk about it. We couldn't just, ignore it and wait until there was another race. It happened. And we're very excited, because God, I love Yuki Tsunoda so much.
DRS. What is DRS? What is drag reduction system? Let me tell you.
Mwah.
So.
That's Pookie.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Drag is such a funny concept to me.
It's so silly.
Drag is the air, right? In which the air passes around the car, right? So under, over, okay, over car. The drag is needed for some, drag is needed, but also it hinders. So drag slows the car down, but drag also gives the car more grip.
Right.
To the ground.
Love it.
So it's this constant balance of aerodynamics of tweaking the wing and tweaking the front wing and tweaking the body style to try and both enhance drag on the bottom of the car but get rid of it on the top. Okay?
Maybe.
So for the wings...
You'll make something small. Never mind, I'm not going to touch it. Keep going.
Don't touch it.
I'm not going to touch it.
So sometimes you'll see when we're on a really windy, windy track, you'll see that the wings on the cars are up a little bit. It's so that they're getting more drag down to the car so they can take the corners faster and better. Okay? But on a straight hot circuit, you'll see the wings are straight. Like this. And that is because they're trying to reduce drag. Okay? And there's this little system that came in 2011 called DRS. Drag Reduction System. Jensen was the first to press the DRS button.
Jensen was the first to press the DRS button. That's a really long middle name.
Wow, that's a really long middle name. Jensen Button was the first to press it. And what is the DRS system, you may ask? So the back wing, regular, okay? But the drag reduction system is this little manual button that the drivers can press only when in a DRS zone.
I would
within 1 second of the car in front.
Definitely just press it sometime. On accident. My intrusive
thoughts. So you can't really open it. You can't really open it when you're not in a DRS zone because the steering wheel again flashes DRS, DRS, DRS. And what the pressing of the button does is it opens the back wing so that air can pass through it and they get less drag and they can pass the car.
And they can go faster.
But the fun thing about DRS, and being in a DRS zone and being within 1 second is the fact that the person you're trying to pass now is trying to make sure that you are not passing. So therefore, they're hitting the goddamn gas.
Oh, yeah.
And you can hear them on the radio. The engineers are saying, Oscar within 1 second. Or they're saying, Shaw within 0.5. And the driver's like, fuck. And they're driving. And that's where the racing happens.
And it's usually on a straight.
Sometimes. Yes. A DRS zone is usually on a straight. That is correct. And...
There's straights and turns. Straights, self-explanatory. It's chutes and ladders, self-explanatory.
So DRS is very important. And sometimes people like to cheat. And I'm not going to touch this anymore.
Hypothetically speaking, people like to cheat. That's it. It happens in every sport.
Yep.
And sometimes a team from the midfield might all of a sudden just start to get really good one year. It happens all the time. And remember, kids, it's the driver all the time, unless the car is not doing well. Then it's the car.
And remember, kids, this is all allegedly.
Allegedly.
We have cheaters, allegedly. Crashgate.
We'll touch on that another time.
We'll touch on Crashgate.
I personally think Crashgate is one of the most iconic things to have happened in this sport.
Oh, it's so iconic.
In an awful way.
Like, Crashgate's so iconic.
In an awful way.
It's so iconic. I love that it was Nelson Piquet Jr. that had to... I love that it was him crashing. Sorry. I love that he was the one to crash his car.
Yes. But, like we said...
Deserved.
Like we said...
I'm sorry.
Like we said, we'll touch on it another time. We hope that in this mess, you learned something. Whether it be about F1... or the fact that I think Doc Hudson is hot, who knows? But you learned something.
Who knows? We will see you after Japan.
We will see you next Tuesday after Japan. If you
follow us,
if you really like us, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. No, I won't call it by its new government name. And I think that's it. We never introduced ourselves.
And that's it.
So I'm Stella.
And I'm Mattie.
And this is Boxenstopp Pod.